Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be getting started in just over 3 minutes. Bear with me. Looky there, folks. You can see me doing my work behind the scenes. Cheers and salutations. Welcome to the Old Humble Distilling Company's quarantine. What is it? No, not quarantine happy hour. This is the whiskey happy hour, and I am the Old Humble guy. Cheers and get your drinks ready, because it is time for our happy hour, where we are going to discuss the what is it? What are we discussing? We're discussing the trolley problem. Bum, 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 bum. Get your drink ready. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start now. It's a minute to go, but we're gonna do it because I think it is time to do this sort of. It's time to do this thing. So, cheers and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, brothers, sisters, children of all ages. I am the Old Humble guy. Uh, what we do here at the Old Humble Distilling Company is make whiskey. We make whiskey. We make happy hours. We make good times for all, and that's the intent of this particular series. It's kind of an extension of our happy hour series that we have on Thursday nights. So, like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all the stuff. Um, while we're here, I'm going to. Okay, so let's tee this up. We're talking about the trolley problem. The trolley problem is a fun little philosophical conundrum where you've got the. Actually, I may have lost that screen entirely. Where'd it go? There it is. You have the trolley going down the tracks, um, and trolley's going down the tracks, and there's 5 people tied up on one track, one person tied up on the other track. You can't stop the trolley from coming. Trolley's going to come whether you'd like it to or not. But you can pull a lever. You can pull the lever, and with that lever, you can either choose to change the track and send it off to kill only the one person, because someone's going to die. You can kill the one person on the track, or um, you can kill all 5 people on the track, and you have to take an action. The rule, the way the thing is set up, is you can't. Well, if you do nothing, if you choose the action of doing nothing, then you wipe out 5 people. If you choose the action of pulling the lever and switching the tracks, then you take out one person. So those are your options. Cheers, Moose Cow. No, it's not Thursday. It is not Thursday. I'm expanding the happy hour lineup because I had fun doing the karma question a week or so ago. Where is this light? Is that the one? Yeah, that's better. I had fun doing the karma question a week ago, and I enjoy doing the shows with Lisa. I enjoyed doing the karma question solo on my own. So I figured, why not? Let's go ahead and expand this out. Do more solo shows during the week. Cheers to you, Lisa. Or cheers to you, Moose Out. Cheers to you, Lisa. Cheers to you, everybody else in chat. Welcome to the show. But part of this expansion of the whiskey happy hour setup. You know, we do our shows on Thursday nights. Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Lisa and me, Happy Hour 2.0. But part of the expansion is also in my quest for 100,000 views, which you can see uh, on. Let's see here. Do I have that over my head? Is that one of my panels here? Let's see here. Is it this one? Nope. That one? Nope. That's our music festival. Well, let's talk about these. We've got our music festival here. We'll talk about the trolley problem in just one second. This is our music festival that is being aired live on the 5th of March. Don't want to miss that. It's free and it's awesome. This is, oh yeah, a reminder that we are having a whiskey giveaway at 550 subscribers. We're 531 right now, so push that number up if you will. If you won't, you know, if you don't, we don't give away the whiskey. If you do, we give away the whiskey. What's this one? This is our, I forgot to show the whiskey giveaway. There it is. This is our show that we just released recently called the Old Humble Reviews. We're probably not going to do another Old Humble Reviews. That is going to be mothballed for a while. So that's your last chance to see me and Lisa reviewing a movie, at least for the foreseeable future, but we'll probably wrap those in to our happy hour series on Thursday nights. And then let's see here. Is this the... That was JBZ Live. I'm looking for my... well, I'm just going to have to tee that up. I have to get the thumbnail for our quest for 100,000 views. So this is going to be a periodic series that I'm doing. Watch me drop my glasses as I read. So first up, this is okay. So this is the thumbnail. I'm going to show this off real quick. Our thumbnail for the quest for 100,000 views is right here. This is a periodic series where I'm literally showing you live on. I think my next show is on Thursday morning, where I'm literally showing you live the tactics that I don't want to call them tricks, the tools that I'm employing to increase the number of views for this channel. What's going on is basically we've just passed the 40,000 view mark. And having passed 40,000 views, having just passed 40,000 views, I am now going to embark. I want to try and take this whole YouTube-ness, this YouTubiness, is that a word? Seriously, more seriously, so that when we have bands coming to the distillery, they'll get the love and adoration that they deserve. And this is the most recent achievement. We've just passed 40,000 views as of, I think it was Monday, where we passed the 40,000 views. We're something like 40,100 and something. I don't know. But this new series, the quest for 100,000, that is where I'm literally going to show you what I'm doing, and we're going to see how it pays off in real time. So a couple times a week. On Mondays, I'm going to be doing the thing. And then on Thursdays, we're going to see how the thing paid off. And then start discussing what the next thing we'll do next week. And then the next week we'll do the thing. You know, a full-on process of continuous improvement. And I'm going to do it live. I'm going to show off everything that we're doing. And part of that discovery process for this series, we're on episode number 2 on Thursday. But part of that discovery process for this series has been discovering that the live streams that we do perform better than the uploaded shows that we do. And maybe that's because I don't do the things that I need to do very well for uploaded shows. That's entirely possible. I don't know how to pre-record and upload shows very well. Maybe it's because, well, maybe it's just because they're shitty and I need to do better at making those shows. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe there could be a whole lot of reasons why those, but these shows, conversation happy hours, cheers, seem to do well. So I said, you know what, I'm going to do what I do well more often. So that means this week we're going to have 3 happy hours. We're going to have a Tuesday, a Wednesday, and a Thursday. Tuesday, today we're talking about Today is about the trolley problem. Tomorrow is going to be, what is tomorrow? I need to find my thumbnail for tomorrow. I don't know what tomorrow is. Tomorrow, 10 o'clock, we're going to have another conversation. Because look, we used to go to bars and have conversations all the time. We sit down and have just weird conversations. Like, how about that, that trolley problem? I've been thinking about that lately. Oh, yeah, tomorrow's going to be fun. Tomorrow is a show that absolutely 100% wrecked. The research that I did looking this up absolutely wrecked my cookies and search engines and all that other stuff. My homepage for YouTube is just a fucking disaster right now. Tomorrow we're doing episode number 23. Today's 21 or 22. Tomorrow's 23. We're going to talk about the flat earth nonsense. And researching that completely shredded I had to clear my cookies because I was getting all kinds of stupid suggestions. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But alternate timelines and aliens built the pyramids and human civilization came from Pluto and all this other bullshit nonsense. I ruined my search history, so you don't have to. You're welcome. Congratulations. But tomorrow we'll talk about the flat earth nonsense. Thursday, what is Thursday? Oh, Thursday is the legendary talked about Brussels sprouts episode. And then next week, I've got a whole another set of shows that we're going to talk about. Old Humble Guy versus post-apocalypse. Old Humble Guy versus, we're going to do one that's socialism versus fascism. We got all kinds of fun shows we got lined up. Sit back, grab a drink, relax. Let's have a conversation. Let's chat. Tonight we're going to chat about the trolley problem. And you're familiar with the trolley. People are familiar with the trolley problem. People don't usually think deeply about the trolley problem. And that's unfortunate because thinking deeply about the trolley problem brings up all kinds of interesting ideas and interesting feelings. Computers don't have a problem with the trolley problem. They don't have a problem with the trolley problem at all. The math for a computer is easy. You have two tracks, track A and track B. You have the trolley going down track A, and on track A is 5 people tied to the track for whatever reason. They're stuck on the track. They're tied to the track. There's 5 people there. You can't stop the trolley. The trolley's coming at you. Full speed. Well, you know what? Let's leave it to my friends over here at The Good Place. Zoop. That's what I was setting up when y'all snuck up on me. Let's go ahead and hit play here. Do we have sound?
With the trolley problem.
That was just tricky. That's all. Why don't you just tell me the right answer?
Well, that's what's so great about the trolley problem is that there is no right answer.
Also, The Good Place.
This is why everyone hates moral philosophy professors.
I'm on your side here, dude, but he is not wrong.
Okay, Michael, trust me. When it comes to human ethics, I just know more than you. I've been studying it my whole life.
It's just that it's so theoretical, I mean, maybe there's a more concrete approach.
Yes.
Here,
more concrete approach.
Let's try this.
Let's go.
Oh,
so
God!
Here's the trolley problem.
Michael, what did you do?
5 people tied to the
I made
track.
the trolley problem real so we could see how the ethics would actually play out. There are 5 workers on this track and 1 over there. Here are the levers to switch the tracks. Make a choice.
The thing is, ethically speaking,
you do nothing in 5 people.
Well, it's tricky. I mean, on the one hand, if you ascribe to a purely utilitarian worldview.
And therein lies the Ricasum in his mouth.
Okay, so
this video will never get monetized because NBC probably owns the rights to this video, and they should because it's a great show. So that's enough of that. Let's go back to
cheating.
And the trolley problem can be broken down into all kinds. Shush, y'all. The trolley problem can be broken down into all kinds of different classifications and categories. Because we talked about this with the karma thing, with the karma issue, the karma problem. The problem with karma, as I talked about last week or 2 weeks ago, can't remember how long ago it was. It was a while back. You know, you can only control your actions, and your action leads to either the death of five, your inaction, your lack of action, your choice to do nothing leads to the death of 5 people, or your choice to do something leads to the death of one person. And there's all kinds of different variations of this. There's the little red button. You get $1 billion if you hit the red button, and then they like smash the button, and then they're like, whoa, 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 stop. You get $1 billion, but somebody dies, and they like smash the button again. So you're like, that's 2 billion, right? And then you smash it again. That's 3 billion, right? Smash it, smash it, smash it. That's like, how many people is that? And so that's the little red button. It's the same variant of the same philosophical idea. Are you going to choose to do nothing and 5 people die, or do you choose to do something and only one person dies? And what if those 5 people turn out to all be murderers and rapists and pedophiles and people who talk during movies? What about that? You save those 5 people and kill one person who possibly has the cure for cancer in his pocket. Now, what are you going to do? See, these are the complicated part of this is that we have to make these decisions. We have to make a decision to do something. And whether you like it or not, doing nothing is something. You have to consciously decide. That is in my ear. You have to consciously decide to do nothing. And as a consequence, nothing becomes an actual action that you do. So there's 2 things. There's 2 different options. And one of them is inaction, and inaction is a choice. The other one is action, and it's also a choice. What complicates this is that the passive response is the response where you don't have to take any responsibility for your actions. Somebody else put the trolley in motion. Somebody else put the people on the tracks. Maybe they put themselves on the tracks. Somebody else put the split in the tracks. If the split wasn't in the track, there'd never be. You would have no conundrum, no quandary whatsoever. You just jump off the trolley, right? Robots don't have a problem with this question at all. Robots look at the math and they go 5 is bigger than 1. We take out 1 every day, twice on Sunday. Robots do not have a problem with this. The AI is absolutely crystal clear. The AI, got a hiccupy. The AI looks at the situation, it looks at the scenario, looks at the math. The AI says, we're taking out the 1. So if you've got 4 people on a crosswalk and 1 person on the corner, and a car is coming to the crosswalk at the intersection, the AI, the robot car, the self-driving car, if it can't stop in time to save everybody, it's going to swerve out of the crosswalk and hit 1 person, unless it can swerve the other direction around them and hit nobody, because obviously nobody is a better choice than 4 or 1. And AI cars, self-driving cars, can work that sort of thing out. But we as people have this glitch in our brains, this moral question, this morality question, this little glitch in our brain that we look at it, well, I don't want to take the action that kills 3 people, but I don't want to take the inaction that kills 3. I've got to do something, right? But if I do something, someone's going to die. But if they do nothing, and that ends up being a quandary for us a lot. Like we're oftentimes, in fact, daily, we're always in a situation where if we do nothing, we do absolutely nothing, people are dying all around us. We pollute the air, we pollute the water, we pollute the land, we are literally creating conditions that are making our earth inhospitable, uninhabitable. We do that every day. And we don't have a problem with that. That's literally our inaction. We're just going along. Like, we don't really have a choice in the matter either. Like, the tracks are laid out in front of us. We're just driving on the tracks that have already been laid out. It takes a tremendous amount of effort and a tremendous amount of energy to switch from these tracks to another track. And that's, oh wow, that's a bad lighting. I got to fix this lighting. It's not bad. That's pretty okay right there. But that's a situation that we find ourselves in on a regular basis of doing absolutely nothing and not causing, doing absolutely nothing and not causing conditions to change in order to save lives. But in the act of doing absolutely nothing, we continue to let the conditions remain in order to cost lives. And we do it literally on a daily basis. And that's not to say it's good or it's bad, it's just to say it is. Like, we wouldn't choose, considering the trolley problem as a broad scale, we wouldn't choose, given the technology that we have today, we wouldn't choose the electric grid that we have. Given the technology that we have today, we wouldn't choose the layout of a lot of our cities that we have today. Given the technology that we have today, we wouldn't choose the types of cars that we have today. But the fact that the type of cars that we have today are the type of cars that have been built, and we have the infrastructure for the cars that have been built, and we have, the gas stations and the roads and the cities and all the infrastructure that we have for the types of cars that we build, we choose the cars that we have to build because those are the ones that we have to choose. That we don't have any other real options, not any other viable options. And the options that we have are more expensive. And that's the track that we're on that is pointed towards 5 workers working on the tracks. And that's the modern day heart of the trolley problem today. And by all means, chat, leave comments. We'll switch over to chat in a couple of minutes, and we will extend the conversation out to everybody else. My eye itched. Gross. Sorry about that. We can extend that conversation out even further and talk more. I want to know what y'all think as well, because it's not a simple solution to the trolley problem either, because you have to choose to make a decision that is going to impact yourself, because the choice you make, you're going to have to live with that choice. And I said in the Karma show, once you set the bird in motion, you can't control who it poops on. But in this particular case, you're the one putting the bird in motion, and for a fact the bird is going to poop on 1 or 4 people. It ends up being your choice as to which direction you want to put the bird in motion to. I wish I could. This lighting is just harsh. It's bright. It hurts my eyes. Maybe I can do something here. And this is also part of the exploration process. Is that better? Nope, that's worse. Add that light. Maybe brighter. More bright front light. That's better. Have more lighting back here. Yeah, that illuminates the room a whole lot better. So, it's the same question with the button. What people, I guess, dither on with the notion that I've never had a problem with the button problem, the button question. You push a button, you get $1 billion, but somebody died. I literally would have pushed the button before they finished that sentence. You push the button, you get $1 billion, but the bad news is, hit it again. Hit it again. How many times do I need to hit this button? How many billions of dollars are you going to give me, man? Because you're talking about one person, and one person's going to die whether you get $1 billion or not. Now, the math on that question changes. You hit the button, and somebody is going to die. It makes it entirely different from it being an anonymous person somewhere in the world, halfway around the globe. Someone's going to die, versus you hit the button and one of the people that you went to high school, one of the people that you have spoken to in the last 24 hours is going to die. And then, now that math starts to get a little bit more dodgy, but I feel fairly certain that if I told my lovely wife, even if I told my lovely wife, like, I'm going to die tomorrow, but you're going to get $1 billion out of it, I think she'd hit that. I would hope she'd hit that button. Well, I don't know. See, that makes it even tougher. Would I be the one person on the tracks if it meant when they pull the lever for the tracks, the person pulling the lever gets $1 billion? $1 billion is a lot of money. That is a lot of money. That is like so much more money. More money than most people will ever see in their lifetime. So much. $1 billion. It's more than you will see in several lifetimes. Most people will see in several lifetimes. Like, most people will retire with a couple $1 million in the bank if they have a professional career, a job, and they've been saving their 401k money for whatever, 50 years or 40 years, however long people save their 401k money, in a responsible investment paradigm thing. Most people, if you put away 10 or 5%, 10% of your salary over the course of 40 years, most people are going to have somewhere in the neighborhood of a couple $1 million in their retirement account, which still will not be enough to live off for 30 or 40 years, especially if you get sick well, that's a whole nother discussion. In fact, next week, one of our discussions is going to be supply side and trickle-down economics, which basically, we'll talk about that next week. So if, most people are going to retire with $1 million or $2 in their 401k accounts, $500,000 to $1 million, like $1 billion is 1,000 lifetimes worth of savings. 1,000 lifetime savings. 1,000 lifetime savings. Like $1 billion is a lot of money. Would you volunteer to be the person if in the trolley problem that's the button, the version of the trolley problem that's the button? Would you hit the button? You get $1 billion. You hit the button, you're the person that dies, but somebody else gets the $1 billion. I mean, dude, that's a great way to be a blessing to somebody else, right? You could change not just their life, but generations of their family's lives and several non-direct descendants from them. Like that, I mean, like the math, the logical, rational answer is yeah, absolutely. $1 billion is a lot of money. That's like my life's work. I could hand them a bequest of $1 billion, and that's like the whole point. But you don't get to see the Summer Olympics. You'll never see a man walk on the moon again. You'll never see a man walk on Mars. But would you sacrifice your... On the other hand, people sacrifice their entire life for far less. People sacrifice 40, 50, 60 years of their life for far less than $1 billion. And if you're willing to sacrifice 50 years of your life for $500,000, for $1 million, a couple $1 million in life insurance, 50, 60 years of your entire life, and to be miserable for most of those years. Well, maybe not entirely miserable, like some would be great. Cheers to chat. Tuna is in the house. What's up, my man? If you're willing to sacrifice 50 years of your life toiling away for some corporation in order to have a retirement account that's a couple $1 million that over the course of the next 30 years is basically going to get transferred to a nursing home and doctors, why would you be willing to sacrifice those same years for $1 billion? It's just instead of living them, you don't get them. Like you're literally giving those years away. They're saying, okay, I will cut it short now. Instead of getting the next 40 years, I cut it short, give me a check for $1 billion, I cash out tomorrow. My family gets that tomorrow. What's the difference? What's the difference? I want to open that up chat. What's the difference between okay, we're extending it out from the trolley problem. Your choice to, of course, it's theoretical. Nobody's actually going to take the next 40 years of your life in order to give you a check. But there's a lot, well, I don't want to say opportunities. There's a lot of circumstances that could happen. You could be the victim of a terrorist attack. You could be an engineering disaster, a victim of an engineering disaster. You could be a victim of medical malpractice. There's a lot of things that can befall a person. Completely rational, innocent, just bad luck circumstances. You run into the wrong person who was negligent, and instead of taking your left leg, he takes your right leg, and you get $500,000 out of medical malpractice. On the other hand, if somebody comes up to you and says, look, I want your left leg for research, whatever. I don't know what he's going to do with your left leg. I don't know. Whatever he wants to do with your left leg. I want your left leg. It's for a thing. Building a doll. Whatever weird perverted thing he wants to do with your left leg. Well, that's none of your business. That's none of my business. That's between him and his God. So he comes and he says, okay, look, I've got a check for $500,000. I want your left leg. Do you sell him your left leg? I mean, how much are you? I mean, you're obviously using your left leg, but for $500,000, that pays off your house? No. I mean, you get to park up close to Target and Kroger's. You don't have to. You get to go around in a chair. You know, a little scoop. You get to go in a scooter. I mean, what are you going to do with your left leg? What are you going to do with $500,000 that you wouldn't be able to do with a left leg? I mean, if you had $500,000 in the bank, you could do an awful lot of things with only one leg. I mean, right? Am I right? Am I wrong? I mean, this is it's gotten kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird question. I did not wake up this morning thinking that I would be talking about buying somebody's leg that they're currently using. It's a weird. Of course, I've also never been an amputee, so I can't speak to the conditions of what that is and how that affects someone's life. Then you find out that in 10 years, 1 billion squid boodles. Oh, squid boodles would be the equivalent of $1, I guess. So, okay. Reset. The trolley problem is, at its core, a cost benefit analysis, a balancing act, the moral balancing act of taking an action to take someone's life versus an inaction, choosing to do nothing and taking more lives out of that inaction. The classic "Would you kill baby Hitler?" question. Would you kill baby Hitler question is would saying baby Hitler something that'll get me kicked off YouTube? Oh, too late. Would you go back in time to save the lives of millions of people by taking out one person, or leave B, do nothing? Of course, we don't have time machines, so that's not really a question. But Tywin Lannister asked the same question in Game of Thrones. Why fight a war that kills tens and tens of thousands of peasants that have no interest whatsoever in the squabblings of great houses, when you could just kill a couple dozen people at a wedding, and then you say you've done I don't want to call it. Yeah, it's an objectively horrible thing. It's literally a backstabbing, underhanded thing. You've killed dozens of people at a wedding. Which is a pretty cool story, yo. Really cool story. Not gonna lie. The Red Wedding was a great episode. Spoiler alert, I guess. I mean, Game of Thrones has been out for a long time now. You should have seen it if you haven't seen it already. It's on YouTube. Look it up. Come on. The Red Wedding. Great scene. Absolute great scene. But the question was, why fight battles and cost tens of thousands of lives when you can just do one thing at a wedding and take out a few dozen and put it into the war right there? Boom. Done. End of the war. And it's the question of inaction that costs. That's a trolley problem on a grand scale. You do nothing, tens of thousands of people die. You take an action, you pull the lever, a few dozen people die. There's your trolley problem. And we are presented with that problem on the daily because it takes a tremendous amount of effort to change the circumstance that we're in. A tremendous amount of effort to become a doctor, a tremendous amount of effort to become a lawyer, a tremendous amount of effort to put solar panels on your house, a tremendous amount of effort to recycle your plastics, I guess. I don't know. And system-wide, it takes a tremendous amount of effort and a tremendous amount of resources to change the system that's been presented to us. You know, we're on the trolley tracks that are going in a particular direction. In order to have different trolley tracks, it takes, I mean, it's not just a matter of pulling a lever, it's a matter of pulling a lever again and 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 again over an extended period of time. But the original, the basic crux of the question is, do you take action? Do you take action or do you choose to take no action? And both of those choices is an action. No action is still an action. Like choosing to do nothing is still choosing, it's still a conscious choice. It's passivity because you're not actually physically doing something, but you're physically choosing to do a thing. Jesus, this is a lot of like qualified words. You're choosing to do a thing which is no thing and maintain the status quo. And that's the circumstance that comes up in our education, in our employment choices, in our investment choices, in our voting choices, in our I've already said education, in our family choices, in our dating choices, in our relationship choices. All of that's the basic crux of everything that we do as people. Do we choose to do nothing and maintain the status quo, or do we choose to do something? And it's even more complicated when you don't know how many people are on what tracks. If you're going down the tracks in an uncontrolled manner and you can't see what you're going towards, you don't know. You know that there's 5 people on one track and 1 person on the other track, and you don't know which is which. So you're literally choosing to take an action of either track A or track B, depending on whether or not you pull the lever, and you don't know if you're going to kill 5 people or 1 person. What do you do then? Do you choose to take the action and risk the possibility that you might kill 5? Or do you choose to not take an action and risk the possibility that you might take out 5 people? Either way, be damned if you do and damned if you don't question. I think at that point it becomes easier to take the action. I don't know if I think it becomes easier to do either. You flip the coin, you're like, I don't know. I'm just bail out of this thing because ultimately down the road there's a turn in the tracks, and if I don't do something, if I don't get off the trolley's going to turn and it's going to flip over and I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I got to just get off the damn trolley. It's somebody else's problem. See, that's not part of the rules. You can't do that. There's alligators on the road or something. If you jump off the track, if you jump off the trolley, the alligators are going to get you. organ donation. You can save 5 lives or do nothing and then nobody gets your organs. There was a program, they started the program, I think it was somewhere in Michigan, I think, where they took advantage of the passive action, where if you did nothing, you became an organ donor. But you had to actively say, I don't want to be an organ donor. And not surprisingly, the number of organ donors shot up dramatically. But people sued, and it was deemed unconstitutional because the state doesn't own your organs. Obviously, you own your organs, unless you're a woman in the state of Texas, and then you don't really own all of your organs. One of your organ is owned by the state. We get into that a whole nother day. Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Florida, pretty much the South. You don't own all your organs, lady. Sorry, not here, not in these states. Kansas and others, like 26 states. Ass backwards. Squid booty. Shake that squid booty. But that it's the same logical philosophical question that comes up again and again, and that's the question that comes up with the red button. Do you hit the red button and get $1 billion? Hold on, sir. Do you hit the red button and get $1 billion? If somebody's going to die when you hit that button, that's 3 times you owe me $3 billion. $1 billion is a lot of money. A lot of money. A lot of money. Like I said before, that's like 1,000 lifetimes of money. 1,000. In some cases, it's 5,000 lifetimes of money. That's a lot of money. Like, for most people, $1 billion is like infinity money. Because you're never going to get it, and B, you're never going to be able to spend $1 billion. We should do, in fact, I'm going to write this down. We're going to do a show of Old Humble versus Brewster's Millions. Because I've thought about that before. Old Humble versus Brewster's Millions. And give me ideas for shows too. More of these happy hours. We're going to do more of these. I want some ideas. Brewster's Millions. But we'll update it for today's money so that we'll know, so it won't be the same original deal, $1 million today, $30 million at the end of the month. It'll be like $8 million today and like $350 million at the end of the month or whatever it is. Whatever the updated amounts are. I got other ideas I need to write down. Bear with me. But yeah, feel free. Email me, put them on a post, whatever. Maybe I'll pin a post on our community page. Put it in the chat. I read all of my chat comments that come through. So by all means, drop it in there. I'll see it. I'll comment. I'll heart it. I'll pin it. I'll do whatever the hell you're supposed to do as a good content creator is supposed to. I can act like one of those every once in a while. But I lost my train of thought. Poured myself a drink. Before I poured myself a drink, or after I poured myself a drink, I wrote down in my notebook, before the drink, red button. That's what it was. And from the red button is where you go to the whole notion. Well, I mean, if $1 billion is several lifetimes worth of money, then if you sacrifice your life for far less money already. I mean, what if we told you, look, I have the winning lottery number right now. Here's the deal. I'll give you the winning lottery number. The catch, though, is you have 24 hours to live. You have the winning lottery number, guaranteed winner. I know this is a guaranteed winning lottery ticket. $35 million, $40 million, whatever the lottery is right now. I have no idea. Something like that. I will give you the winning lottery ticket. I bought the ticket. Here it is. The deal is this ticket costs gives you 24 hours to live. Would you take it? Would you take this ticket? It is a, do I have a piece of paper that I could use as a proxy for a ticket? I don't. You want? Yeah, here we go. I have the ticket. 24 hours to live if you take this ticket, but you are guaranteed to win the Mega Millions, whatever Nigerian lottery. You will be $350 million richer when they pull the balls out and read the numbers. You will win, but you have 24 hours to live. Would you take that deal? I mean, we buy life insurance expecting to not use it. We buy auto insurance expecting not to use it. We buy health insurance hoping that we don't use it, but knowing we probably will. I mean, it's insane that people spend $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a year, and companies spend at least that much matching that, with the hopes that we never use it. And then we have another $3,000, $4,000 out of pocket expenses that we volunteer. Jesus, that's a whole nother episode. Write that down. Old Humble versus health insurance. That's a good one. Insurance. That's a good one. Let me see what other shows I have scheduled up. Shows. I need to do these as like a slideshow, so that I can just run through the slideshow of upcoming shows. I don't think I've downloaded most of the thumbnails. So, no, I've got... Yeah, I do. No, that's just the background. Okay. So, yeah, I've got Old Humble versus the Post-Apocalypse coming up. That one's going to be a fun one. Old Humble versus health insurance. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. That's a good one. Anyway, would you take that deal? I mean, through your inaction, you can actually do damage to yourself and your family and your descendants and several generations below you. Through your action, instead of costing one stranger's life, through your action, you cost yourself your life, but you save and change scores of lives down the road. Twist on the trolley problem. A more challenging question. Through your action, you're not just killing some stranger on the railroad tracks there in front of you, or some number of strangers because you don't know, that you're going down the tracks and it veers off this way and it veers off this way and it goes down two alleys and you don't know what's down the alley, but you know somebody's on the tracks in both directions. And one track has 5 and one track has 1. You don't know which one's which. Which one do you choose, left or right? It's a coin flip. It's a roll of the dice. You choose one or the other. You don't know. But if you know for sure one of those tracks has you standing on it, but $350 million, you win the lotto, full-on lottery winner. Do you take that track? Through your actions, do you choose to sacrifice yourself? Versus through your inaction, you don't sacrifice yourself, but you could cost several people who several people in your direct descent, your children, your nieces, your nephews, your brothers, your sisters, even your parents. You're going to cost them a robot has absolutely no problem making this choice. The robot says, I sacrifice myself, I save my family. It is not a hard question to answer if you take the emotion out of the response. If it's just math, if it's just the cold hard facts, it is an easy question to answer. But if you add in the glitch of sentience, when human beings think and do things that are counter to our best interest, which we do all the time. We are always doing things counter to our best interest. We eat cheeseburgers that taste delicious. We eat double cheeseburgers that taste delicious. We eat them 4 days a week, 5 days a week, 6 days a week sometimes. We eat pizza, which is delicious, but it's bad for us. We drink poison. And I know I make whiskey, but let's not be bullshitting each other here. There's a warning on the back of these bottles that literally says, in accordance to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcohol beverages if they're pregnant. Nobody should drink them because if you are operating a heavy equipment, but all things in moderation. Now, all things in moderation is perfectly fine to consume, but it's in moderation. It's not fine to be hit by trolleys. There's no in moderation when it comes to being hit by a car. You don't want to get hit by a car a little bit. You don't want to get hit by a car at all. You don't want to be hit by a train. You don't want to be hit by a trolley. You don't want to be hit by a plane. You don't want to be hit by these things. Not even in moderation, that's not good for you. There's no scenario where that's good for you. But for a robot, without the sentience, without the self-preservation, without the oh fuck it reaction, without the without that, because people do that all the time. We're like, this is a bad idea. Fuck it, we're gonna do it anyway. It's a bad idea to drive 120 miles an hour on the freeway. We do it. It's a bad idea. It's not recommended under any circumstance. But we do it because it's fun. We're like, fuck it. Why not? Well, we can get away with it. It'll be cool. Why not? That's what we got. We got the why not itis. And we have the inaction, the default towards inaction that oftentimes works against our best interest. We go out and exercise, but instead we decide not to. We could, instead of choosing to make a salad when pizza arrives, we just go, fuck it, we eat the pizza. Because you can do that. You can choose to make a salad, assuming you have. I mean, if you can go out and get pizza, you can go out and get salad. They have literally entire stores that have both pizza and salad in them. And if you're going to the store to get pizza, you can go to the store and get salad. Right? I mean, if you're already there, right? So yeah, there you go. There you go. This is a happy hour. I don't want to go too much longer, so we're all set. I was going to go over and talk to chat. Let's look at chat. This screen gives me the chat screen. Watch this. If I want to, how do I do this? Can I fade? Zzz, poof, we're in chat. So we've got cheers to Muscow, Vanessa, and Tuna, who have jumped into chat and spoken words at me. I appreciate that. Also, as a reminder, 550 subscriptions, we give away a bottle of whiskey. If it's done on the show, we will give away a bottle of whiskey on the show. And what is... hang on, I want to come back to this. We're going to fade back to the other one. And which one is the... One of these buttons is... Boop, there it is. Can I fade to that? Yes, it fades right in. And it fades right out again. So we're at 531, 19 subs away. Oops, what did I just do? Nothing. Good. Okay. So let's go back to this one and cut. So humans wanting yeah, there it is. People swapping out their good health for their money. I mean, people swap out their good health for their money for an entire lifetime. And if you offer them the stark contrast of instead of working for 40 years to get $500,000, what if I gave you $500,000 now, but you have to unalive yourself tomorrow? That's the payment. I need your kidneys. I mean, how much did Steve Jobs pay for a pancreas when he when he had his transplant. I mean, I'm sure he went to Louisville or Nashville or wherever he had that surgery, and he paid some hobo, $20 million for his, or probably not even 20, probably $5 million. No, shit, who are we kidding? $500,000 for his pancreas or whatever it was whatever organ he needed when he got his transplant. But there are actually laws against that because people will buy kidneys, people will buy lungs, people will buy whatever other parts of our body that we have two of, liver, chunks of our liver, bone marrow. People, the rich, the wealthy, the people with means to do these things, they'll buy stuff off of people. They'll straight up buy your body parts off you. And there's laws against that because that could happen, that would happen, that has happened in the past, apparently. Or maybe they have laws just to make sure it doesn't happen because somebody thought it might be a good idea to have a law to make sure that doesn't happen. I mean, that's why most of our covenants are in our homeowners agreements. Not homeowners agreements, mortgage agreements. Because somebody went into a house and took away the curtains. And they said, look, if you're buying the house, you're buying the curtains. Somebody at some time dug up a lawn and took that lawn with them to their new house. So they had to put into the mortgage agreement, look, you're buying the house and the lawn. Like, do not take the lawn with you. People have bought your lawn. Stop it. Anyway, there's your trolley problem question. Guys, this has been a happy hour. I enjoy talking about these topics and going down these ideas and just like running down the little rabbit hole. This has been a fun little diversion. We're going to do it again tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we're going to talk about the flat earth nonsense. And you're welcome because my home screen was wrecked for 2 days while I was researching this bullshit. You don't have to do it now. So, cheers to all y'all. We'll see you tomorrow night at 10. See you tomorrow night at 10. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, be awesome to each other. Love with your whole heart. And do it with reckless abandon. Cheers. I'm the Old Humble Guy. Looking forward to seeing more of you. Good night. Bye-bye. Sayonara. You're still here. Goodbye. We're done. Finished. Get out of here. Scoot.